Missouri's point-in-time count helps us better understand homelessness in the Show Me State. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with how it also helps out those experiencing homelessness locally.
Plus, Joplin hospitals respond to a statement from the state of Missouri discouraging COVID testing in the ER. And look at how some hospitals in Oklahoma are being overwhelmed by COVID cases.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Every year across the country, volunteers and those working to assist the homeless take part in the point-in-time count as a way to keep track of how many people are experiencing homelessness. Well, now it's underway again. This is KOAM News at 6. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with those conducting the count in Joplin and has more on how this helps the community as a whole.
On a nicer day, we might have walked down there, but it's a no-go today.
The cold temperatures didn't stop Tammy Walker and others at Economic Security from participating in this year's point-in-time count.
We do our point-in-time count where we go out and try to find people living unsheltered, living outside, to get information from them and try to provide resources.
Walker says they do this in 2 ways.
The shelter count, a survey will go to the local emergency shelters and transitional housing programs that house people on the night of the 26th. So that's a separate survey. And then we have 7 teams that we have divided up into to cover Jasper and Newton County to find people that are living outside unsheltered.
Walker was a part of one of those teams and would drive to areas that many experiencing homelessness usually populate. There, they speak with them and try to connect.
We'll go out and we'll ask if we can ask them some questions. We use that information locally for planning to help leverage, local funding, private, state, and federal funding for programs that can help house people. And then just, the biggest reason is to go out and connect with the people, find out, what their needs are, find out what programs they might be interested in, and give them information.
Walker says many living out on the streets are unaware of the many services offered to them. The point-in-time count aims to fix that.
Sometimes it just takes multiple times going out and talking to someone over time for them to, be comfortable enough to maybe engage in services.
Meaning they're making an impact before collecting all of their data. In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Last year, the number of people reported to be experiencing homelessness in Joplin was 210. Another cold night ahead. Let's check in with Doug Heddy.
Yeah, temperatures all day long for us today really just kind of struggled to warm up. We sat into lower 30s. That's pretty much where we are sitting at this point in time, but you can see some light snow showers really from Bartlesville back toward Oklahoma City. The leading edge of this is not reaching the ground. The lower atmosphere is very dry. But as our atmosphere saturates a little bit as we go through the evening hours, I do think we're going to get some flurries or some light snow showers, which are going to work in a little bit later on this evening. So these are going to kind of work through after midnight, pretty much gone. If there was any accumulation, it would be very light, a dusting. That's about it. Temperatures 30 to about 31 degrees as we go through the evening hours. We hold really kind of steady right around 30 degrees. We're going to look into the weekend and our next storm system here in just a bit.
See you then. The Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services sent out a statement asking people not to go to hospital emergency departments to get tested for COVID-19. The department says it takes up critical resources that are needed elsewhere. Well, Mercy Hospital sent us a statement regarding COVID testing in that ER. Mercy officials say they've seen many people show up at the ER just for COVID testing. They also say they agree with the Department of Health statement that the ER is meant for true emergencies and that COVID testing is leading to long wait times. Mercy suggests people use their convenient care clinics for testing rather than the ER. Freeman Health System discussed COVID testing today during a briefing. Officials say they've conducted almost 100,000 tests so far, 20,000 tested positive. That testing has led to longer wait times in that emergency room. Officials say when it comes to testing in the ER, the resources go where they're needed.
The thing is that even if you're in the emergency department, as a hospitalist, I come to you. So You know, if you're admitted to the hospital with COVID or whatever, and when we need to take care of you, then the resources come to you. It's not you've got to show up on my floor to get treated.
The new 7-day average for COVID deaths in the U.S. is approaching 2,200 a day, the highest in nearly a year. But the CDC says fewer patients have been admitted to the hospital nationwide compared to previous waves. However, hospitalizations are still climbing in some parts of the country where fewer people are vaccinated, including Oklahoma. Reporter Chris Van Cleve is at St. Anthony Hospital in Oklahoma City.
This morning, Oklahoma hospitals are at the brink. Every ICU bed in the state's capital city is full, with dozens of patients waiting for one to open.
I try to treat each patient like they're my family. So, then it happened to my dad, and it's different.
ER nurse Nicole Green will spend 12 hours today at a hospital slammed by COVID, as her 61-year-old father, Brett, battles for his life at another. He got sick last Tuesday, was in the hospital on Thursday, on a ventilator by Friday, but couldn't get an ICU bed until Saturday night.
It's hard, it's hard knowing and seeing what I've seen, and then knowing that there is a chance that my dad could die.
What would you tell Dad right now?
I would tell him to keep fighting, that we love him, and just keep fighting.
It's a fight playing out hourly in ICUs and hospitals across the Sooner State, prompting 4 of the largest hospital groups to warn residents in an open letter the Oklahoma City healthcare system is at a breaking point, and pleading with people to get vaccinated and boosted. Statewide, less than 55% are fully vaccinated.
Right now, probably 80% of the people that we actually have in the hospital are unvaccinated.
St. Anthony Hospital Chief Medical Officer Dr. Kersey Winfrey was one of the letter's authors.
How close are you to the worst case scenario?
I think that on any given day, you feel like you're in it at the present moment.
The next step.
The hospitals are juggling too many patients while dealing with staffing shortages, limited supplies of therapeutics, and even a shortage of oxygen containers, which forced 71-year-old Johnny Carey into a much sought-after hospital bed.
If I had oxygen, I could have stayed home. Never went. So a lot of the rooms that are full in the hospital is just because people can't get the oxygen.
Brett Green's family tells us the doctors are optimistic, but it could be several days before they have a clear prognosis. Like many people here in Oklahoma, the family did not want to talk about vaccination status, and that is a conversation the hospitals say they are desperate for people to keep having, as they are looking for any signs of relief. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Oklahoma City.
Coming up, how a new counselor at an area high school is getting students ready to enter the workforce. Plus, a Joplin-based company celebrates 50 years in business. A new counselor at McDonald County High School is connecting students with career opportunities after graduation. Joseph Beechner is the new career and college counselor at the high school. He's been reaching out to businesses in the area to see where employees are needed. Then he puts students in contact with the businesses so they have jobs lined up after graduating.
Every one of them wants to see, our students be successful and find their place in life when they get out of high school. But the point of this position is to have a dedicated person in the building that is here to talk every day college and career development. So it's to have this door right here, open door, student can come in.
The new counselor position is part of a broader focus of McDonald County High School to connect students with businesses. Local company is celebrating half a century in business. Midcon Cables was founded in Joplin in 1972. Manufactures wiring harnesses for the defense industry. While the company used to be privately owned, it became employee-owned in 2010. Officials say even after all these years, it still feels like family.
I've always loved working at Midcon. It's a very family-oriented business. They've always taken care of me, and I like how it's important to the management here at Midcon to take care of all the employees, all the way down to the lowest paid to the highest paid.
company originally had 3 facilities in Joplin. Today it's headquartered on Davis Boulevard. The Cherokee Nation is offering cash incentives for people to produce TV shows and movies on the tribe's 14-county reservation in northeastern Oklahoma. Tribal leaders today announced that beginning on March 1st, the Cherokee Nation Film Office will take applications for cash rebates of up to $1 million a year to cover production expenses. It'll also offer increased funding for using Native American employees and Native-owned businesses. Officials say they expect the plan to bring jobs to the area and lead to better representation of Native American characters on screen. A little bit later, we're going to hear from the Missouri Southern baseball team as they're less than a week away from their season opener.
Plus some flurries, even a few light snow showers for us tonight. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, another cold day for us today. We did get a little bit of sunshine during the morning hours, and then the clouds really thickened up as we went into the afternoon hours, and we even have some light snow showers which have been developing across northeastern parts of Oklahoma, northwestern parts of Arkansas. Most of this is not reaching the ground. The lower levels of the atmosphere are very dry, but once you get over into Nowata County and also Washington County in northeastern Oklahoma, there is a little bit of snow which is reaching the ground. So we just need to saturate the atmosphere, and then we'll get some flurries in here a little bit later on tonight. But again, most of this is not reaching the ground as of right now. This little batch, and then once you get down toward Oklahoma City, it is reaching the ground, and they are getting some accumulations near Oklahoma City and then back through southwestern parts of Oklahoma. Not a big deal. I do think we'll get some flurries, maybe a quick burst of light snow across the region, but that should be just about it as we go through the evening hours. So we'll get, as we go through the next 2 or 3 hours, the atmosphere will start to saturate. We'll start to get some flurries, and again, maybe a quick burst of light snow. Most of this is going to be out of here after midnight for us tonight. Temperatures kind of hold steady right around 30 degrees. If there were any accumulations, and that's a big if, it would occur. Everybody located in the white. But at max, I'm thinking up to a dusting, and I doubt we even get that. But that would be the extreme side. So this is not a big system for us whatsoever as we go through the rest of the overnight hours for us tonight. Temperatures upper 20s to lower 30s. We're going to hold fairly steady. 7th and range line. Currently outside, we're sitting at 31. Southerly winds are light. Humidity, you can see, is very low. So it's going to take time for our humidity to bump up as we go through the next several hours. Temperatures really kind of hold steady near 30, and we are going to start to warm things back up as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. Here's this weak wave passing by. If you look out toward the west, not much going on, so it's pretty quiet over the next few days once we get this little wave past by the time we head into the daytime hours tomorrow. We are going to have clouds during the morning. I do think we'll get some sunshine by the time we head into the afternoon. Temperatures actually, they look pretty good. 29 to start, 42 by noon. High temp right around 46, which is where we should be for this time of the year. Weak cold front slides through tomorrow night, so we drop back lower 20s. Friday a little bit cooler, but still it looks pretty good. We'll go into the lower 40s for highs. Could get a few flurries during the morning, but again, not a big deal. Let's move into the weekend. Saturday looks good. We go into the mid 50s. Sunday looks good. We're going to be near 50 for a high. We'll get some clouds in here Monday. Next storm system rolls in on Tuesday. Showers, may even get some thunderstorms. And then as we go into Tuesday night and Wednesday, there's a pretty good shot that we're going to switch over to freezing rain, sleet, and snow. So we really want to watch that over the next several days. All right. Light snow showers tonight, 46 for us tomorrow, 41 on Friday, 54 Saturday, 51 on Sunday, near 60 on Monday. So temperature is really good until the bottom drops out by the middle of next week.
And we'll deal with that when we have to.
Yeah, it's still a week away.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, we're going to hear from the Cincinnati Bengals on coming to Kansas City for this weekend's AFC Championship game. And Missouri Southern Baseball prepares for Tuesday's season opener. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
The Missouri Southern Lions are back on the court tonight for a home doubleheader against Rogers State. On the women's side, Southern is one of the hottest teams in the league right now. The Lions have won 5 in a row and entered the day just 1 game back of first place in the MIAA at 9-3. Right now, Southern leads Rogers State at the half, 37-22. Amaya Johns leads the Lions with 8 points. Lacey Stokes has 7 to go along with 4 rebounds and 5 assists. Now, when that one finishes up, the Southern men hit the floor against the Hillcats. The Lions trying to sweep the season series from Rogers State after beating them by 14 back in December. That game is at 7:30. We'll have highlights from both the men's and women's matchups right here tonight at 10. The Missouri Southern baseball team, yes, baseball, is just 6 days away from their first game of the season. The Lions kick off their schedule next Tuesday on the road against Southwestern Oklahoma State. Southern was 30-13 last season, including 22-11 in the MIAA, which was good for 3rd place in the conference. Now, they do lose some key pieces, like National Pitcher of the Year Zach Parrish, but they got some big-time players returning, including catcher Tommy Stevenson and outfielder Jordan Fitzpatrick, who were both top 5 in the league in RBIs. So it's a new group, but the chemistry is already there with 6 days to opening day.
It's super unique, like I've never, growing up, summer ball, high school, everything, like I've never been on a team that's this close, like all around, like everybody gets along so good, and I think that's a special thing, and it's a good quality to have for a good team.
We have a core group of guys back that learn from those guys and our team guys as well, and that's something we don't take lightly. That's something that's really important over the course of a baseball season with all the frustration that goes along with playing the sport of baseball. So we definitely stress that, and we definitely think that's important, and so our guys know that's important, and hope to carry on what we've been able to do the last few years as far as our chemistry goes.
The Kansas City Chiefs are just 1 win away from returning to the Super Bowl for the 3rd consecutive season. The Chiefs host the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday, the AFC Championship game. Now, like last week, we get a pair of impressive young quarterbacks in the Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes and the Bengals' Joe Burrow. Burrow is in just his 2nd season in the league, but he threw for 4,600 yards and 34 touchdowns in the regular season. He's got Cincinnati in the AFC Championship game for the first time since 1988. Here's Burrow on getting a chance at the Super Bowl and facing the reigning conference champs on Sunday.
We're excited about the opportunity. Obviously, a really good team. If you want to do the things that we want to do, that's a team that you're going to have to beat every single year. The AFC has run through them for 4 straight years. So, we're excited about the opportunity. We're going to have a great week of practice and we'll be ready to go.
And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Jackie Gordon served in the U.S. Army from 1953 to 1955. The Nevada, Missouri native was stationed in Fort Riley, Kansas, and Camp Carson, Colorado. And we salute Private First Class Jackie Gordon, a 4-state hero. An iconic car featured in the Oscar-winning movie Rain Man is going up for auction. Yeah, Rain Man, of course, stars Tom Cruise, Dustin Hoffman. It became the highest-grossing film back in 1988. The 1949 Buick Roadmaster convertible was prominently featured in the film. Hoffman acquired it when the film wrapped. It's rarely been seen in public in the last 34 years and was last shown at a 1989 Buick Car Club event. It remained in Hoffman's ownership over all these years. He now says it's been in storage too long and that it should, quote, be driven, enjoyed, and cherished. And I don't know if he added this, but in my opinion, it should also go to an excellent driver. Excellent.
Yes. That's not a first car for your kid.
Have you ever seen Rain Man?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Nice
Several
car.
times. Yeah,
Okay.
It is.
Definitely.
Good movie, too. Have you seen
Definitely.
Rain Man?
Definitely.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. Final sports note. Or no, I'll let you talk first. Go with weather.
All right, real quick.
We'll save the sports note for Jacob. How
what
about
was the judge? People's Choice? Is that what he had to watch?
Wapner.
That's right. All right.
Preceded Judge Judy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some light snow showers tonight. They're not really going to amount to much. 46 tomorrow. We do go into the 50s by the weekend.
All right, final sports note.
We told you Missouri Southern opens up the baseball season on Tuesday against Southwestern Oklahoma State. Pitt State also opens the season against SWASU, but they don't play until next Friday.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.